I like when I go to the grocery store and you can tell. If you just stand back and watch, you can tell which grandparent is raising that child and which grandparent is just babysitting that child. It's very obvious.
In the beginning of taking care of Tamara, I wanted to be grandma and mom. And I really tried hard to do both. And I got a book from somebody, and the book said, you can't be both. And I said, no, I can. I can do this. I can do this. So I really tried hard to be grandma and mom, but it didn't work.
I think because he does get to spend time with her, he does get to spend overnights with her. She's his friend, his buddy, where we're more the disciplinarians. And there's a little bit of conflict in his mind there because he thinks it'd be like that all the time if he lived with her. And I'm sure it wouldn't be.
If I gave advice to anybody, it would be start out as grandma. But you're grandma in name only. You're really mom. And you're doing what mom does.
I think a lot of the difference is that children now have less respect for older people, even their own parents. And I know somebody said, well, didn't you have problems with your own kids? But my answer was not like this.
And I try to be truthful with everything that I tell grandparents. I'm a grandparent. I did have a granddaughter living with me. And for a while, it was the honeymoon period. She had to leave. I literally put her out.
I put a lot of energy into my children, but it is true that with my granddaughter, I'm more involved. But that's, I think, because I see she has so many issues.
And it hurts to put a grandkid out. It hurts to turn your back on your own biological children for their dysfunction in their lives. That hurts.
She's bipolar, she's ADHD, she has learning disabilities, she has reactive attachment disorder, which is a relatively new diagnosis. And I've been to conferences and support groups to learn about that and read books on it. And I would say a lot of the grandchildren may have those symptoms because they're coming from a family that was probably dysfunctional, coming into a grandparent's home who may be resentful.
My youngest is now 21, going to be 22, so then I'm starting over again, and it's like you got out of the diapers, you got out of all that toddler stuff, you put them through high school, and then you have another one starting over in diapers, potty training. And
I was raised by my grandparents.
It's hard to keep up, because I said somewhere along the line since I raised my children, I got older, I think.
When I got older, then when I got my own, I realized what my grandparents went through with me, and I could sympathize.
A big problem is keeping up with just the housework, just trying to keep ahead of them. Because with the aging, you don't move as fast as you did when you were raising your own children. So that's a big issue with me.
Well, I do a lot with my grandchildren. I take them to the Y, we go to parks. I understood what I went through with my grandparents, so I tried to make their life a little bit nicer than what I am.
You remember when it was like when you were in school and you were different? The main thing you worry about is being different, okay? And I think that no matter how much you can do for a child, no matter how much you give them, in their eyes, they're still different, and they don't want to be different.
They lose their homes, they have to give up their jobs in order to, be there for the grandchildren when they come home from school. They may have had a really good paying job, and now they've had to go to a lower paying job in order to be there for the grandchildren and meet their needs.
The biggest problem that I've had since I got my grandchildren is financial. Because after I got them, I had to take a leave of absence from my job to be there, basically because of their mental health issues, and they just need somebody right there all the time. and I haven't. My leave of absence was supposed to be for a few months, but it's been almost 7 years now.
Grandparents are facing a lot of challenges, and I think the main one is financial support. Grandparents will take grandchildren into their homes without money. They love their grandchildren, but money, you have to have money to live.
They'll make the sacrifice of not having their medications in order to, get their grandchildren new shoes or shirts or whatever it is that they need, because the money just isn't there.
My husband and I felt that if we were going to make this commitment, we didn't want to raise her in the same place. And we decided just to leave the home. We couldn't sell it, we tried. So we left it, and we moved here to Bellevue to an apartment. And here in Bellevue, it's been a lot nicer to raise a child, but we still have a lot of financial burdens because of that move.
I was diagnosed in January of '99 with cirrhosis of the liver. They have no idea what caused it because I don't drink, I don't do drugs. It wasn't hepatitis. And
There's a word for that.
it's called cryptogenic. November of '99, I received the transplant, and they said I had about a month left to live at that time. He was our responsibility to raise. If something would have happened to me, he would have become a ward of the state.
Grandparents raising children is not going to stop. And we have to be able to help them.